Hey everyone, welcome back to another 31-minute podcast. Hey Jordan.
We missed a week last week,
Yep.
Matt, so this is exciting.
We were up in Queensland with the kids. Well, we weren't, but
You were?
I was. Well, they're not really kids anymore, are they? They're men. They're growing.
You got to do it.
Yeah. So actually you came up with this topic today.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I thought
Let's get into it.
there's a lot of noise outside at the moment, and there's a lot of different opinions, and you're very successful at business, and I think a lot of people would look to you to say, okay, well, there's a lot of noise outside. We've got restrictions, everybody around Australia in a different position, but for us, we're in lockdown for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think a good question is, what do you do?
What do you do? About lockdown or are you about...
What do you let me shape it to you. What do you do when there's noise and there's restrictions and there's change in the environment outside? Where do you go from there for a business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing you got to do is manage your fear. I think that's the first thing you have to do, because your mind can actually run away with itself, and it can almost play tricks on you a little bit. I did a video this morning which Jackson's editing at the moment, and so the other thing is just let's be real about this for a second. Let's wind this right back. Every day is different regardless. Like every day.
Do you mean for business?
Well, think about it. So we're changing, our life is changing, no day's ever the same. There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Bushfires, we've had floods, we've had the market changes. So go back to the GFC, the market stopped completely. We're in real estate, the market stopped.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that life changes regardless. We happen to be in a lockdown, which is a change.
But it's not the first one.
It's not the first one. So what have we learnt from the last?
Yeah.
But you can't let your emotions like engulf you. You might be angry, you might be fearful, but you've also got to accept change first. Like if you don't, you could literally send yourself into a nervous position or a uncertain position, and it can affect your whole world. It can.
Well, it has. We're watching people around us melt.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are. But that doesn't mean you have to. I think if there's one thing that I've learnt to do really well is accept trials, accept challenges.
Yeah.
Like, I actually thrive on the challenge.
Yeah.
And not saying that I'm different. I've just had a lot of them.
Yeah.
So for one, it's a mindset game. It's not, are people going to sell property? Are things, I actually I think today I've got 2 or 3 listing appointments today, but I made them from yesterday. They didn't ring me to go sell their house. I'm like, what can I do right now to keep myself occupied, to keep myself moving in a direction that when the clouds clear, I'm running real fast.
Yeah, you're a step ahead.
Yeah. So that's where my mind goes. My mind doesn't go to, sure, I look at it and go, is it the biggest fraud of a drug deal you've ever seen in your whole life? Yeah, it is. The vaccines are killing people. You can get really caught up in that. I actually look at a lot of that stuff. More from the agenda perspective. Where are we going with this?
Yeah. Human behaviour.
Yeah, not like, oh, the death rate's this. I don't get caught up in all of that.
Yeah.
I more go, where's all this going? Where are we headed? So they're obviously headed for, they want everyone to be vaccinated. But what if you don't agree with vaccine? What if you don't?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't.
Well, now they're talking about forcing people to.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people, they've got the military involved now. They've got the military wanting to go around and inject people with this vaccine.
Yeah.
That sends alarm bells to me.
Yeah.
However, I don't let it consume my day. I find it interesting because I'm like, wow, this is getting pretty heavy-handed now.
Yeah.
But I bring it back to myself. How do I want to spend today?
Yeah.
Like, what can I control today? Start ringing some, previous owners that I've seen and whatever else. But it's like, can I train today? Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Can I engage with Tara and Jackson and you and be steady, I can.
Yeah.
How do I want to, if I can't do as many appointments, what am I going to do? So I'm going to build my success structure for tomorrow.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If there's a business owner or a team manager or somebody listening right now that's thinking, my team's looking to me for leadership, I'm the leader of this team. We've got 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. What am I doing in these 2 weeks? I know what we're doing.
Working on yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Working on yourself. People will look at that.
What about the teams? If you're in real estate right now, what would you be recommending to people to be doing in these next couple of weeks? Working on yourselves.
Exactly what I said. Work on yourself. Now is the time to dig deep and work on yourself. Now's the time to have, an adjusted routine. But routine sets you free. Routine is the thing that will keep you steady. So this might sound like a really small thing. How many calls do we get from people and messages around what should I do here? What should I do there when things change? How many? Last lockdown, so many. I can't tell you the amount of people that wanted me to do webinars with people.
Yeah.
And I did 3 or something. Like I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like in, spruiking it. I just want to be an example.
Yeah.
If people are interested in, not that I'm any different, but I just double down on stuff. I double down on me. So if my mind wanders, I bring it back again. I train a little bit harder, potentially, or I sleep if I need to sleep a little bit more. If I feel a little bit weary from yesterday, sleep is my first thing. So I double down on my routine.
Yeah.
So what are we doing right now in our office? Right now.
Cleaning
What are you and I doing right now? How many conversations have we had yesterday about building what we want over the next 2 weeks? How many conversations?
50 more.
50 yesterday. What was our last conversation last night at about 8 o'clock or whatever it was? It was same conversation.
Yeah.
Marketing ideas.
Yeah.
Preparing ourselves for working our area, becoming the most formidable force in real estate ever.
80% market
share. We are going to
share.
run fast, 80% market share. We're going to run that fast, no one can keep up with us.
Yeah.
But we're building the momentum and tension.
Yeah.
So every minute of every day at the moment, we're like, what else can we do? What else can we do? I'm not sitting here watching the news. The TV behind us, it's off.
Yeah. It's kind of not relevant almost.
It's not.
Like, there's business to be done out there.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to do it.
Yeah.
If I'm watching the news and you're not, you're out there putting deals together, you're going to win the race.
You are. So really the question is, forget this corona thing for a minute. Go back to the bushfires.
Yeah.
Half of Australia was on fire.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
It was. We
the
forget
biggest
about that.
devastation ever, I reckon I've ever seen.
And then there was the floods.
Well, yeah, then the floods. But let's go to the fires for a minute.
Yeah.
We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars donated for the fires. Literally when they started to go down or stopped, I reckon give it a month, everyone forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not belittling what was there.
Yeah.
But you think about it. Everyone got back down to business. Has anyone of you talked about it since? What about all those places that burnt down? Have you even given 2 thoughts to where those people are living?
No.
No, because it's like passes.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing you got to understand is this will pass.
Yeah.
There's going to be another thing, whatever it is. Could be like an earthquake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then you got to work out how to operate in an earthquake.
Yeah.
We are geared for success. We are. Those people who, all those challengers who are lost their houses, lost their stuff, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of things. Acres and acres of burnt, whatever else. They had to rebuild. So they've probably rebuilt now.
Yeah.
And they've learned a whole lot of stuff from it. Do you know you will learn, Jordan, as a 26-year-old man, you will learn more right now, I reckon, than anything else in the next 5 years. Right now.
Yeah.
Right now. You're going to be talented because of this.
Yeah.
Because this is a storm. You want to be a sailor. This is a storm. And you're going to learn how to navigate through your emotions, your mindset. Tell me one ultra successful person that you've listened to talk. Do you want to hear about their wins or their challenges?
Their challenges.
Yeah, because that's what made them successful.
100%.
Yeah. So change is fantastic.
Well, it's the same with everything, even negotiation. How many times do you say the wrong thing and go, oh, shouldn't have said that? But it's the same as business. Once you've made the mistake, learned from it, and then moved forward, that's done. You know the answer to it when it pops up next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying ignore it.
Well, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
You and I don't watch the news. We don't watch TV. We don't listen to outside noise at all, pretty much. We just get it done, and we get told about things as they come in, but we don't get caught up in it. A lot of people do. Like,
hang on, let's go back to that. We don't get caught up in it. Do you reckon that's right? Do you reckon it's right? Like, think about it, because it's an interesting thing what you say. We don't get caught up in it.
I don't. I just worry about what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, so it doesn't affect you?
Well, it does, for sure. But, like, I'm not sitting in front of the news every morning before I go to work going, oh, my God, the world's falling apart.
But it does affect you.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you must think about, how do we make next month be as fruitful as last month?
For
Surely
sure.
that comes into your world.
From a business sense, 100%. But from a world falling down point of view, not really. More as like okay, this is the situation, where to now?
Yeah. I want everyone to understand we're not sitting here like superheroes going, hey, we're just like oblivious to this thing. But I reckon it's okay to be affected. But it's how you manage it. That's what we're talking about here.
We are.
It's how you manage it. Because you as a young man with, commitments in life and, enjoying a certain amount of income every day, every month, you want to maintain that or build on it. So it must come into your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah. Well, this time's different. I think the first time when we went into lockdown, it was a little bit of unknown. There was more noise. There was a big question mark over the real estate market, which we're in. But it's not exactly the same this time because we've got a bit of hindsight as to what happened in the past.
Yeah, you're right.
But back then, for sure.
But I do want people to hear this podcast thinking that we are normal.
Yeah.
We have businesses.
Yeah.
You're a partner in the business. We're a business. And it's like it does affect you. But it's how you're going to manage it. This is what this whole thing is about. How are we going to manage it? Is this worse than being homeless like I was?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Can it lead to homelessness? Maybe.
Yeah.
And then what?
Yeah.
Then what? I see it as a blank canvas. Other people would see it as jump off a cliff. But I'm like, if that happened, I'd just be like, okay, come on, kids, we'll go live in a cardboard box and we'll start again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're so like that.
That's what will happen,
Yeah.
But it is how you manage it internally. That's why what we're talking about now, there's always a position of power inside you. So it's what's going to give you the greatest ability to move forward in the most steady way. So can you move forward focusing on the external that you can't control? So a good example of that, if you never watched anything about this coronavirus, because that's what we're talking about, really. Yeah. That's the current change at the moment. So if you never saw anything about it, no one ever spoke to you about it, would you even know it was happening?
No.
That's
very true.
Because, so is it more powerful? Sorry?
No. If external things changed around you, it might, but let's just take that out of the equation. The answer is 100% no.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there is an element of put yourself in a bubble a bit.
Yeah.
Because, we're in a lockdown. You can't walk into a shop down here because it's closed.
Yeah.
So I get that. But my bubble is like, and I'm not saying a bubble that you just ignore everything. It's like, what are you going to let into your bubble?
Yeah. That's
what goes on inside your bubble?
Yeah.
And what do you kick out of your bubble?
Yeah.
So is a negative thought around, bloody government, blah, blah, blah. Is that in the bubble, out of the bubble?
Out of the bubble.
Out of the bubble. Kick it out of the bubble. What do you got going on in the bubble? So for me, I'm like, what a great time. Because usually we can't breathe. We're too busy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a great time to plan and execute.
Well, let me just lead you into this.
Yeah.
And you said it to me a couple of weeks ago. You say a lot of good things to me, but this one's really stuck with me. I think I've thought about it 100 times. In every challenge is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Remember when I'm like going, what is going on? It's like
Yeah.
challenge after challenge after challenge with me. And you said that. It's changed my whole mindset about it.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to put it. What can we get out of this challenge? And you have set us up for the next 2 weeks to get us ready for the most phenomenal year we're ever going to have in real estate.
Yeah. On top of that, I reckon we ran the risk. So we've had a massive year. I reckon that, well, it's the biggest year I've ever had.
Yeah.
Biggest year we've ever had.
Yeah.
Huge. I'm talking about get to the end. We were only just running. Like,
Just.
give it a week ago. You're exhausted. I was exhausted. You need to get that?
No.
We were both limping.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't. It's like walking into work every day and getting sprayed with a fire hose.
Yeah.
Every day, all day, nonstop. And you, like, I think for a week back then, just recently, you were coming in just like looking like you'd been played against the State of Origin Blues on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you were just
I feel like a racehorse that hasn't stopped running around the track.
Yeah.
It's never
That's
rested.
Right. That's right. So we walked in to work on Monday. And I walked in. I said, "It's not a holiday," because some of the people at work with us like, "Woo, 2 weeks off."
Yeah.
And we're like, "It's not a holiday, but what a great time we've got now to regroup."
Yeah.
And work out. Let's get some serious launchpad going on.
Yeah.
Because next year, if we want to improve, and I'm not one for setting massive goals. Like I'm not one for, if we wrote 7 million this year, how do we write 10? What did I say? What's the number I said?
What's that?
Were you listening?
I was half thinking about something else.
So if we rate 7 million this year,
Yeah.
me and you,
Yeah.
and Trev, then I'm not one for setting massive goals. I'm a bit like a turtle, like slowly get there over time. So our goal is to write 10 in 12.
Yeah.
What did I say as the next goal?
Number 1 in Australia.
No, yeah, but that'll come. But like, what's the number next goal? 8.
Yeah, 8, yeah.
So we did 7.
Yeah. Then 8.
Well, let's do 8 this year. Like,
Yeah.
We don't need to go to 10.
Straight away.
Let's go
Yeah.
8. So what does that mean now? So this is where my mind has gone.
Well, we talked about it.
Yeah, but do I say, let's write 8 with no challenges involved?
No,
No.
not at all.
I'd say, so what if the market changed in that time? So let's move on from this one. Everything's up and running, away we go. And the market someone puts interest rates up and the market slows down.
It's still our goal.
It's still our goal.
We just got a few challenges along the way.
Yeah, that's right. How do we adapt and work in it? So we've still got to list 25 properties a month. We've still got to sell 25 properties a month. And it's like, how do we do that? So really the question is how.
Yeah.
It's not why.
Yeah.
Like when I say why, it's like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
It's how.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we're going to turn into marketing geniuses.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to turn into.
Yeah.
And I reckon we've been running a bit stale before. And what I mean by stale is our presence in the marketplace. Like we've been doing just the usual stuff.
Yeah.
You know, enough doing the stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now, like, we're
We're going to launch it. What next?
That's right. So I'm like, how do we turn into building our brand into 2022? How do we market ourselves way beyond anybody else?
And this is a good for all businesses essentially. Like if this didn't happen for us, we're normally running that fast with just the stuff coming in that we don't get to think about how's our database looking. We don't get to think about where's our marketing situation, where's the team sitting. All of these things that get like sort of put to the side while you're running so fast. So
we can't physically do it.
You can't do it.
We
So
can't
for
do
all
it.
businesses, what a great time to look at all the things that have been pushed to the side and fix them.
Yeah.
So when it all finishes, imagine how good the business is going to be. Imagine
Fantastic.
how good ours is going to be.
Fantastic.
Marketing, database, everything. It's going to be 20 out of 10.
It is.
Look out.
How many times did you have the flu in the last 12 months?
None.
None. Me either. You know, usually I get the flu once or twice
Yeah.
somewhere. You know what people always say to me? It's nature's way of making you have a break.
Yeah.
They say it all the time. I'm like, I don't want a break.
Yeah.
But it's like, it makes you, for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, whatever, it makes you take a break.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but we feel good.
Yeah.
Like, do you get it? But it's
Yeah.
okay to lay on the lounge for a week with the flu, can't move, can't give it to anyone, blah, 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 whatever. And that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
But at the moment, people are made to stay at home or made to sort of half work or made to do whatever. And it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't it the same thing?
Yeah.
But isn't it?
It 100% is, yeah.
But you can walk, you can go for a run, you can do it. Not much changes in life apart from, sure. All right, they're locking you down to, I reckon, to force you to get this vaccine. Blah, blah. That's what I reckon it's all about. But it's like, but how much better off are you than getting the flu and you can't move, can't think, sick as a dog, blah, blah, blah. We haven't had the flu at all. I know a couple of people have along the way, but I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's so how you look at it.
I just think we need a bit of perspective here.
Yeah.
We are healthy, able, whatever else. We have, what a great opportunity. One of our biggest holes in our business is past clients.
Yeah.
The biggest. It makes you actually look at it, where can you spend some time to fill some holes in.
Yeah.
I reckon we would lose $1 million or $2 million a year because we are bloody hopeless with our past clients.
I agree with you. We do nothing, really.
Yeah.
We talk to the people that we kind of know. There'd be thousands.
So many.
Well, there's a few hundred from this year, a few hundred from last year.
And we just rely on people like us, did a good job, call us back. But now we're like, we're going to make this the best.
Yeah.
So imagine, we set a goal to write 8 next year. We did that. Like the lady, let's tell this quick story.
Yeah.
So people think we have this perfect team that runs amazing, whatever else. No, it's like a family. It's bloody disjointed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like we have some doozies going on with us sometimes, but we all get along very good. So a database lady came in and we're being very open and transparent.
She listens to this podcast.
Mel,
you're an absolute weapon.
Yep. You have been phenomenal. So Mel what is she doing? Fixing our database?
Yeah, she works for Agent Box. Yeah. And I think you and I spoke about it and we said it's literally like holes just pouring money out of our business.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any database.
You have zero.
I don't know what I do. I just run around.
Yeah.
So I don't use a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use a computer and I can't find my diary half the time. So it's like, yeah.
But for us, like, we need to protect you with a database, essentially. Yeah. So I said we need to get the database up and running. We'll write a couple million bucks. Actually, what we said was, you and I said, how do we take the business from 6 million to 10? And we said, past clients is a whole, the database is a whole.
Yep.
And then we worked on fixing each part. So, Mel come up and you can continue the story.
Come up and did a thing. And she says to you guys, I have no idea how you have written what you have or you do what you do because you have no database. And we don't. We have like bits of spreadsheets everywhere on all different things.
It's
a mess. So she's fixing all that up for us. But isn't it funny? So we want to just do $1 million more than this year or roughly. And then, but the opportunity that's brought is, or this is bought, that's bought, whatever, by just taking a step back and looking at breathing for a minute is once we fill that, and we do the same again as this year, plus fill the hole, we'll probably pretty much achieve our goal.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
That's insane.
Yeah, what an opportunity. And I don't think, if we were running as fast as we do all the time, I don't think we would have done it. We
haven't done it because we've been running so fast.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. We say every day, we should take the opportunities that come in out of our phones every day. But you and I wake up at 4:30. I see your phone getting calls at 5 o'clock from people.
Yeah.
And I see them getting calls at 9 p.m. and it's the same with me. When do you get the time to go, you know what, I'm going to spend an hour punching in the 30 people that call through today? Like, it just doesn't come into our minds.
It's just not practical.
It's not.
As much as we'd love to do it, and I used to be like quite good, many years ago, but quite good with a database. But now I'm just not, because it's just like the flow is just way too much.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to have.
For sure.
But
we'll repair this now.
Yeah.
And I reckon we'll look back at this podcast and we'll go, Mel wrote us another $1 million.
Well, yeah, go Mel. John McGrath said to me many, many years ago, he said, Matt, there's a silver lining in everything. He said, you just got to look for it. And it's one of those moments that, like you said before, it really stuck in my mind. And I'm like, isn't it funny? And he's always been oriented on abundance and opportunity. So a long time ago when he put Arik on and things like that, people would say, I think you're scared everyone's going to know what you do and blah, 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 blah. He said, no. He said, it's all about abundance and sharing.
Yeah.
That was his response.
Yeah.
And he's very much like that.
Yeah.
So I think at the moment, what a great time to listen to podcasts, listen to Tom Penos and all these people, because I think it's a really good reset.
Yeah.
And with change, there is always opportunity, like we just said.
And growth.
But and even with real big challenges, you sometimes we forget when we set a goal, the only way to grow is through challenges. You don't walk into a gym and if you want a different type of body, you don't walk into a gym and expect no pain.
Yeah.
If you do, what happens? Like if you have no pain, what happens?
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Well, what do they say was it Ronnie Coleman that said, I don't start counting until it starts burning?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He said, I don't start counting the reps until it starts burning.
Well, think about that.
Yeah.
If you look at that in business, it's almost like we need to start counting the reps now.
Yeah.
It's hurting a bit.
Yeah. So the real question is, Jord, for you, for me, for everybody, is where is the opportunity and what are you going to do about it?